All right, let's dive into the future of golf instruction. Specifically, we're taking a look at how 3D analysis is changing the game. And, especially with this new tech, SportsBox 3D Golf.
Yeah, yeah. It's really making waves. We've been relying on video and launch monitors to analyze swings for so long. And a launch monitor, so everyone's on the same page, it measures things like ball speed and launch angle, which are super helpful. But they only tell us so much. They don't show the cause of those results.
Right, exactly. It's like you hear the car sputtering, but you don't know why, right? You don't know what's going on under the hood. So where does this SportsBox 3D fit in? We've got some great insights from some really big names in coaching. David Leadbetter, Mike Adams, Terry Rowles, Sean Foley, they're all really excited about this.
Yeah, and you know what's got them so interested? Is that SportsBox 3D, it uses your phone's camera to create a 3D model of your swing. So you can see like the actual mechanics, the way your body moves in such detail. And it's this level of detail that was missing before. It's like finally you can look under the hood, see how everything's working or not working.
Okay, so it's super detailed. But there's got to be more to it than that, right? What makes this different from those big, clunky 3D systems we've seen in the past?
Well, I think the biggest difference is accessibility. Those past systems were expensive, hard to use. But SportsBox 3D is designed to be really user-friendly and affordable. So this technology is suddenly accessible to a much wider audience. Coaches at all levels are excited about this because they can now offer this type of analysis to their students.
That makes a lot of sense. But you mentioned using your phone's camera. Like, how is that going to be as accurate as those big, expensive setups? I'd be pretty skeptical.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. It is pretty amazing, though. The technology behind this is surprisingly sophisticated. They've really leveraged the power of modern phone cameras and combined that with some seriously smart software. It's been endorsed by Phil Cheatham, who's a pioneer in biomechanics, basically the science of how our bodies move. So the accuracy is definitely there.
Okay, so we've got accurate, we've got accessible, and I know there was a third thing the experts were raving about.
Yeah, they love how the data is presented. You get really clear visuals and specific metrics that pinpoint, exactly what needs work. It's not just a bunch of numbers. It's actionable insight that you can use to improve your game.
So you're not just seeing your swing in 3D, you're getting specific feedback on how to make it better. That sounds really helpful for players and coaches.
Exactly, yeah. Like, for example, Sean Foley used it to analyze Justin Rose's swing in under a minute. Imagine how much time that saves compared to older systems. And that means coaches can, make adjustments right there on the range.
Yeah.
And players can see immediate improvement.
That is a huge advantage. But, okay, let's be realistic. Most of us are not touring pros. So what's the benefit for the average golfer? Like, how does this help someone like me or you improve our game?
Well, that's where that aha moment comes in. Like, think about it. Have you ever struggled with a swing flaw but couldn't figure out what was going wrong?
Oh, absolutely. You hit ball after ball, and you can't figure out what the issue is. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, and the experts all seem to agree that seeing your swing in 3D often triggers that aha moment. That visual feedback can make a huge difference, even for the pros. Like Sean Foley was working with Lydia Ko at the Olympics, and they used SportsBox 3D to adjust her swing for those specific wind conditions. And it actually led to improved performance.
Wow, so it's not just about analyzing the swing, it's about understanding how your body moves in different situations and making those critical in the moment adjustments.
Yeah, exactly. It allows you to, adapt your swing to different conditions like wind, lie, and ultimately become a more consistent golfer. That's the goal, right?
Yeah, consistency is key. Consistency is always the goal, at least for me.
Yeah, me too, for sure. And it's not always about fixing problems either. SportsBox 3D can also reveal hidden strengths, like you might discover you've got a natural knack for generating club head speed, or that your impact position is actually more consistent than you thought.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's not just about finding what's wrong, but also identifying and building on what's already working well.
Yeah, exactly. It's about getting that complete picture and then using that to improve every aspect of your game.
So this could really revolutionize how golf's taught at every level then. Is that what these experts are saying?
Absolutely. They see it as a game changer for both coaches and players. Like Terry Rowles, he believes SportsBox 3D could even replace traditional video analysis at some point. He's a big advocate for that assess, don't guess approach.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why rely on a 2D video when you can have a full 3D model? But wouldn't that make some coaches nervous? having technology come in and challenge their methods.
There's always going to be some resistance to change.
Yeah.
But the smart coaches, they see this as an opportunity. It's not about replacing the coach. It's about giving them better tools to help their students. Sean Foley talked about how those older 3D systems, some cost 6 figures. It was just out of reach for most people. Now, with SportsBox 3D, it's so much more affordable. More coaches can access this and offer it to their students.
That's a huge plus. But I do wonder, does relying on data take away from the art of coaching? That intuition that good instructors have.
It's a valid concern. But it's important to remember, technology is a tool, right? It's not a replacement for a good coach. What this does is it gives them concrete data to back up their observations, takes away the guesswork, and lets them focus on helping the player.
Like a second set of highly trained eyes, confirming what the coach sees.
Exactly. And that leads to better instruction, quicker improvement, better experience for everyone.
This all sounds great, but, if everyone's swing is so different, can this technology handle that individuality?
That's one of the most exciting things about 3D analysis. It moves us away from this idea of the one-size-fits-all swing. Remember, Sean Foley analyzed Jon Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau.
2 very different players.
But both at the top of their game.
Exactly. And 3D analysis, it lets us appreciate those differences and understand how they contribute to each player's success. Like Rahm, he has 87 degrees of shoulder turn. And DeChambeau, he's closer to 115. Totally different, but both effective. So instead of trying to force everyone into the same mold, this tech helps us understand what makes each swing unique and how to maximize those individual strengths.
It's about understanding the why behind the what. Why does this player hit a draw and that player hit a fade? Why does one player generate more power? 3D analysis can help us answer those questions and then develop training programs that are tailored to the individual.
Like a customized instruction manual based on your own swing and your body mechanics.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's personalized, takes the guesswork out, and replaces it with data and insights.
So it's not just about hitting balls and hoping for the best. It's about understanding the science.
Exactly. And that's why the experts are so excited about this. It's a tool that can help golfers at all levels reach their full potential.
It really can transform how we think about golf instruction and how we approach the game.
For sure. It's a new era.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable how much insight this tech gives us. We can actually see what's happening inside the swing.
Right. And it's not just about us, improving our own swings. This has implications for how golf's taught, even how it's studied.
Now that you mention it, I was reading something about that, how this 3D analysis is being used in research.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Researchers are using it to study elite golfers, trying to figure out, what makes their swing so effective. They're looking at things like sequencing, timing, force generation, all the stuff that goes into a powerful and consistent swing.
So basically decoding the secrets of the best players.
Exactly. Trying to understand, what makes them tick.
Fascinating stuff. What are they finding?
Well, one thing is there's no single perfect swing. Even at the highest level, there's a lot of variation. But they are finding some common patterns, principles that seem to contribute to success.
Makes sense. There's no one right way to write a novel, but there are certain elements that work.
Yeah, good analogy. And, the more we understand those principles, the better we can teach and help players improve.
So this is more than just analyzing swings. It's helping us understand the golf swing itself. We're moving away from guesswork and into an era of scientific understanding.
I think that's a great way to put it. And think about the possibilities, right? We can use this data to develop better training programs, design better equipment, personalize instruction. It's a whole new level.
Yeah, unlocking all these secrets about the game we love.
And it's all thanks to this tech that's becoming more and more accessible. It's an exciting time.
I'm starting to see that. But I gotta be honest, I'm also a little intimidated. What if my 3D analysis reveals some horrible flaw? Or what if I get so caught up in the data that I lose that feel?
I can see that. Those are valid concerns. It's important to, approach it with the right perspective. It's a tool, right? And like any tool, it can be used well or it can be misused. The point is to help you understand and improve, not to make you feel bad.
Right. Use the data to your advantage.
Exactly. And a good coach will help you interpret that data and make a plan. Remember Sean Foley and Jordan Spieth?
Oh, yeah, how he instantly recognized him from the avatar.
Right. It's amazing how much info is captured in that model. It's like a fingerprint, unique to each player.
So powerful.
It is. It lets us see the swing like never before. And that knowledge, that can be really empowering.
So for anyone listening who's intrigued by all this, what would you say is the most important thing to keep in mind?
I'd say have an open mind and be willing to learn. Embrace the tech, but don't let it, define you. Use it as a tool to understand, to identify your strengths and weaknesses, and create that personalized plan for improvement.
Great advice, and I think that applies beyond golf, honestly. Being open to new ideas, to innovation, using technology to enhance our lives.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This is a really exciting time for golf. Can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
Definitely a game changer. So for all you golfers out there, pros and beginners alike, I encourage you to check out the world of 3D analysis. You might be surprised at what you discover about your swing and maybe even about yourself. Until next time, happy golfing, everyone.